Have you ever wondered how much a single player can impact a team's playoff hopes? The Toronto Maple Leafs are holding their breath as their captain faces yet another injury concern. With rumors swirling about his readiness for the next big game, every fan is left asking, will he rise to the occasion, or will we see another setback? Stay tuned, because this could change everything for our beloved Leafs. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to keep up with all the latest updates. Auston Matthews is ready for the U.S. national team, and he's making it clear that the injury that kept him out of Monday's game against Sweden is new. He told reporters he's feeling good and prepared to hit the ice for the finals of the Four Nations face-off against Team Canada this Thursday. Coach Mike Sullivan had already indicated Matthews would sit out the previous game due to upper body pain, but assured the media that he'd be back just in time for the finals. I mean, you can't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety, right? Watching Matthews skate on the top line with Jack Hughes and Jake Guentzel during practice on Wednesday gives us hope, especially with the kind of firepower they could bring against Canada. But then again, this nagging injury raises some eyebrows, especially for us Leafs fans. Matthews has already missed 15 games this season due to various injuries, including that trip to Munich for treatment. It's tough to shake off the worry when you think about what that could mean for our playoff hopes. What's particularly concerning is that while Matthews has downplayed the severity of this latest ailment, it's been a long season filled with bumps and bruises for him. He's managed to put up 45 points with 20 goals and 25 assists in 40 games, which is still remarkable, but you have to wonder how much longer he can sustain that level of play while dealing with these injuries. His defensive game has improved significantly, and you could see that against Canada when he effectively neutralized their offensive threats. But we all know how crucial he is to our chances in the playoffs. Honestly, I think it makes sense for Matthews to have sat out that Monday game. I mean, the U.S. had already secured their spot in the finals, and he's being smart by not risking further injury now when the stakes are comparatively low. But at the same time, it's tough not to feel that familiar tension as a fan. We already have seen how his health can impact the Leafs, especially in crucial moments. The last thing we want is for our franchise player to be sidelined again when the playoffs roll around. Now, looking ahead, there's still uncertainty about whether Matthews will be back in the lineup when the Leafs face off against the Carolina Hurricanes on Saturday. It's nerve-wracking, isn't it? We're all holding our breath, hoping that he doesn't encounter any more setbacks. The Leafs' playoff aspirations hinge on his health, and I can't stress enough how vital he is to our success. So how do we feel about the situation? Do you think this was the best decision for Matthews? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, I understand the need to prioritize long-term health over a single game. But on the other hand, every game counts in the playoffs, and having your captain out there is crucial. It's a delicate balance, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. There's a palpable buzz in the air as we approach the finals of the Four Nations face-off, and as a lifelong Toronto Maple Leafs fan, I can't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety about the potential impact of Auston Matthews and Matthew Tkachuk's return to the ice. Reports are surfacing that both players were seen skating during practice, which is a huge morale boost for the U.S. team ahead of their crucial matchup against Canada. Now, one has to consider the implications of their presence on the ice. Auston Matthews, our captain and a cornerstone of the Maple Leafs, has been nursing an injury that kept him out of the previous game against Sweden. And while he has only notched one assist in the tournament so far, his sheer presence can elevate the performance of those around him. It's easy to underestimate how much a player of his caliber can influence the game just by being there. Let's not forget, he's coming back not just for himself, but for the fans who have followed him through thick and thin. We watch, we cheer, we hold our breath, hoping that he stays healthy this time. And then there's Matthew Tkachuk. He's been a dynamic force for Team USA, racking up 3 points in just 2 games. When he hits the ice, you can feel the energy shift. He's not just a contributor, he's a spark plug. His determination and tenacity can turn the tide of a match, and I expect him to come out swinging against Canada. After all, he's been itching for this rematch ever since that 3-1 loss in the first round. The rivalry is intense, and Tkachuk's return should only stoke the flames of competition. However, it's not just about individual players. It's about the collective. The U.S. has been solid under the leadership of Coach Mike Sullivan, and with Tkachuk and Matthews back in the mix, they're fielding a team that could very well give Canada a run for their money. The Canadians are hungry for revenge after that earlier defeat, and they've shown they can be formidable, defeating Finland 5-3 in their last outing. But, as we know, momentum can shift in an instant, especially with a player like Matthews on the ice. Let's be real here. The Leafs' playoff hopes hinge on Matthews' health. Another injury could spell disaster for our chances, putting us back to square one in terms of team chemistry and strategy. It's a delicate balance. Do you risk pushing him too hard too soon, or do you let him play and hope for the best? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, having him back could provide the much-needed boost to get the US over the line against Canada. On the other, the last thing we want is to see him sidelined once again. I can't help but think about the implications of this matchup for the Maple Leafs' future. If Matthews shines in this game, it could be a massive confidence booster, not just for him but for the entire organization. The fans, we live and die with every game, and our hopes are intricately tied to his success. If he can lead his team to victory, it's a sign of good things to come for the Leafs. Conversely, if he struggles or faces another setback, it could leave us all feeling anxious as we head into the playoff stretch. So, as we gear up for the finals on Thursday, February 20th at TD Garden in Boston, I want to know what you all think. Do you believe this is the right approach? Will Matthews and Tkachuk be enough to secure a win against a Canadian team that is coming in hot? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Let's keep the conversation going about our hopes and dreams for this team, especially with the playoffs looming ever closer. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all things Toronto Maple Leafs. And make sure to activate that notification bell to get all the latest updates. Let's rally together and show our support for Matthews, Tkachuk, and the entire US squad as they look to bring home the victory against Canada. Go Leafs!